Greetings all, Vanna here for Capricorn's weekly message. Capricorn, the first card that came out for you is the Three of Cauldrons in reverse. And I have to cover up some things with this imagery. It's interesting that Three of Cauldrons is coming out because Capricorn, being the most ambitious of all the earth signs, is also one of the ones that is most likely to say, I can do it on my own. And I'm speaking as a Capricorn rising that very often puts herself in situations where she's exhausted because she doesn't want other people's energy involved in what she is creating. But that also means I'm only approaching things from one sort of mindset. And it can be more draining on me and less rewarding for the project if I'm doing everything myself. And this is one challenge that I'm working to overcome, is being open to change and other people's influences and inputs on my work. Because as I am evolving and as we are evolving as individuals and a collective, the things that we need from ourselves and from people around us are shifting and changing. And that does mean that we have to seek out different kinds of people to teach us different things. And that's why it's so important to make friendships and reach out to people that are inherently different from you. You have the Six of Shields. You have a very generous heart. Please remember balance in all things, because it's good to want to share what you have created and what you've earned for yourself with other people. But there are people that like at the bottom of this, how they're bandaged on their wrist. There are people who have been hurt, and there are people who would see your kind heart and see your generosity as something to exploit. So be discerning with who you're sharing yourself, your resources, and your ideas with, is what I will say with the Three of Cauldrons in reverse and the Six of Shields here. Don't completely cut yourself off from other people, because there are many who are meant to be in your life for short periods of times and long periods of times. Be open to change. Be discerning with obvious red flags. Something has slipped over. Yeah, obvious red flags. Five of Wands. What were we just saying? Some people are fighting just to fight. Some people will argue just to argue. And knowing when to put your time and energy into something and when not to. Because you can't save everyone. You can't win every argument. And it would just be a waste of your time and energy to try to make everyone around you see the world the way you do. Because, like I said, we are inherently different. We are meant to have different mindsets and viewpoints in this world, because that's how we grow as individuals. So it's like, okay, how do you see this from your perspective? And you might learn something about a situation that you would have never known because it's not applicable to your life or how you view it. You have the High Priestess that has come out. This is a woman that has so much power. She wears the Awen upon her and her necklace here. Now the Awen, similar to the Three of Cauldrons in the imagery that we have there, is the goddess Caradwen's rays of inspiration, abundance, and enlightenment. The goddess Caradwen is the goddess of darkness, the cauldron born, the cauldron of new beginnings, and inspiration itself. She is known as the goddess of and mother to bards because she inspires so much through music, song, and dance. So these are things that might be calling to you and being pulled towards you. If you feel inspired to write a song, even if you don't know how to play an instrument, I'd still say it's worth at least looking into, because you have the Knight of Swords. Someone who is braving an entire storm, a lightning storm at that, brandishing his sword out there like, cometh at me, because metal attracts lightning. But he might be prepared for those repercussions. He might be prepared for what will happen when he gets all of that power. And that is very interesting to see in your reading, Capricorn, because there's a stubbornness that is inherent to Capricorn. And the with the Nine of Shields down here, And all the work that they have done to get to this point of stability is only done because someone was not yielding in their dream. Someone was not yielding in their mission. Huh. That's interesting. Something I've never noticed about this deck. Over there by the base of the tree is a hermit and like this small pig. And that's interesting because that pig appears again in the Five of Wands. Were you walking away from a situation where... Oh, okay. That's why they're both there, because there's the possibilities of what could have happened if you chose you, and what would have happened if you would continue to stay where all of this fighting was. Because look at how they're just staring at the dead tree. They're not seeing all of this beauty and work that you have created over here, because they're just looking at what they've lost. And they've only lost that because they fought so much amongst themselves that they burned themselves down. The Wands is a suit of fire. And that tree is not alive. That tree has no life to it. And there are some people that just thrive on that chaos, that just thrive on that anger and that fear that comes from drama and fighting and stirring up shit. That's not where you are, my love. And that's why you go into the unknown here. In reverse, that could be speaking of fear, of not knowing what is ahead. And I mean, Capricorns, we understand that. Not knowing exactly what is going ahead of us means that we cannot prepare. This is where our intuition comes in, love. And your intuition is so important and so powerful because it is your direct connection to your higher self. Resting in your solar plexus chakra, right here at the base of your breastbone, your intuition will never sound like anxiety. And when you recognize what that voice sounds like, it speaks louder and clearer inside of you, helping you through these challenges. You have slow and steady, and of course, things are going to happen in a slow but steady fashion. What is important for you is, as you are working through these challenges and overcome walking away from these petty arguments and controlling negative people, is just enjoy the ride. Enjoy rediscovering who you are as an individual and what it means to be a Capricorn, what it means to be you as a Capricorn, because you know that's not just who you are. I'm not just a Capricorn rising. I'm a Taurus sun, Virgo moon. You have an entire natal chart that is like this wonderful ingredients list that makes up who you are as an individual. And then that is where free will comes in. What are you going to do with the ingredients that you are given? It's like those cooking shows when you are given a box of random ingredients and you can make a whole bunch of different stuff. This is where free will comes into play. This is where your creativity, your mindset, your passion, and your power comes in. What are you going to do now that you know you can do anything? Now that you know that you put that glass ceiling above yourself, are you going to keep doing things on your own, or are you going to open your heart? Ending with the One Ring Circus in reverse goes back to what I was saying in the very beginning. Your life is not meant to be lived alone. You have, of course, you have your spirit team is watching out for you, but you also have people that want to celebrate you, lift you up, inspire you, and see you glow for the sake of seeing you glow, Capricorn. They're not always going to want to hurt you. Of course, be discerning. Of course, be wise. You have the Golden Palace here. Everything that you could work for and protected from these goblins. That's why they're in reverse. They cannot touch you anymore. They cannot hurt you. That pettiness that was like, give me more, show pity to me, and they didn't do anything to change their lives or make it better. You can't save everyone, my love, but you can inspire so many by living in your own power and in your own authenticity and showing others that they don't have to take the hands that they were dealt. You are meant to break things that were in place for a very long time, Capricorn. That's why you're so stubborn. That's why you're so strange. You're meant to shake things up. And those things can only happen. Oh shit, are you kidding me? You have literally Taliesin at the bottom of the deck. Rebirth. Welcome this rebirth that you are coming into. You are going to be legendary. He became the greatest bard of all time. And That is part of his gift, and you are part of your gift, Capricorn. Remember this.